You see it every week, right? Another headline flashes across your screen with a bigger, scarier number. AI will replace 300 million jobs. Your career is obsolete. Feels like we're on the edge of a future we didn't ask for and can't control. Goldman Sachs warns that generative AI can impact 300 million full-time jobs. The World Economic Forum estimates that automation and AI could displace 92 million roles. It's like these reports are in a competition for who can terrify us the most. There's a good reason to be a little concerned. This isn't some far-off science fiction fantasy anymore. Companies are making these decisions right now. But what if the data is telling a completely different story? What if the most shocking thing about our AI future isn't the destruction it will cause, but the opportunities it will create in ways most of us can't even imagine yet? Or will AI actually kill the job market and rule us all? Let's check that. When people talk about AI killing jobs, the classic historical doom scenario that always gets thrown around is the buggy whip. It's the checkmate humans argument of economics. Imagine it's 1899. If you were a master buggy whip craftsman, you were a god. You made the finest, supplest leather whips to keep those horses trotting. You were secure. Your job was a dynasty. But then, a funny, noisy metal box started rattling around the corner. The internal combustion engine. Suddenly, the horse carriage was yesterday's newspaper. Nobody needed a leather whip to motivate a Model T. The standard buggy whip narrative is tragedy. The Industrial Revolution murdered thousands of skilled buggy whip careers. And this is the moment where we take a peek behind the economic curtain. Because here's what actually happened. The technology that killed the buggy whip didn't kill the economy. It just changed the definition of transport. The people who made whips, they learned to make automotive fan belts. The people who drove carriages, they learned to fix engines. They traded their stable job for a dynamic career and preventing their new transportation from exploding. New technology doesn't just subtract jobs, it rearranges the deck of human labor into entirely new shapes. The buggy whip didn't die, it just evolved into a career in classic car restoration that pays $300 an hour. Okay, let's get serious for a moment. I have to acknowledge an uncomfortable truth. The fear is justified. And frankly, the headlines have a point. This isn't your great-grandfather's Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution replaced manual labor. The computer revolution automated clerical tasks. But this is different. Generative AI is coming for cognitive work. It's targeting the very skills that we, as a society, have defined as high value for the last 50 years. The skills we all went to college for. Let's be clear. The displacement is already happening. This isn't a prediction for 2030. It's the reality of today. Tech companies have announced tens of thousands of layoffs since the start of this year alone, with many of those cuts directly linked to a strategic shift towards AI. And it's not just tech. Major companies are openly discussing plans to restructure as AI takes over back office and entry-level analytical tasks. Some are even eliminating support roles after AI successfully began handling a huge chunk of customer service queries. The roles most at risk are the ones that form the bedrock of the modern office. Customer service and call centers face a staggering automation potential. Think about that for a moment. A huge percentage of those jobs could be fundamentally transformed or replaced by AI chatbots that don't need to sleep or take breaks, and they never have a bad day. Data entry and administrative assistant roles are facing a similar cliff, with some studies projecting millions of these positions could simply disappear. These are the jobs that keep the gears of our companies turning. But now, an AI can schedule meetings, manage expenses, and organize data faster and more accurately than a human ever could. It's not a question of if, but when. For decades, we were told that creative and analytical professions were safe. The robots can't be creative, we said. They can't think critically. Well, they can now. AI is writing code, designing marketing campaigns, and analyzing legal contracts with a speed that is superhuman. This is why the International Monetary Fund has stated that nearly 40% of all jobs globally have significant exposure to AI. In advanced economies like the United States or some European countries, that number jumps to a staggering 60%. This exposure isn't just about job losses, it's about a fundamental shift in the value of human skills. A task that used to take a team of junior analysts a week can now be done by a senior analyst using an AI tool in just an afternoon. This is why companies are not just cutting jobs, but are also fundamentally restructuring their entire workforce. Some reports indicate companies are now laying people off in anticipation of future AI capabilities, not just because of what AI can do today. They're betting on the technology's potential, and in the process, they're thinning out the ranks of middle management and junior employees. This is the core of the anxiety. It's not just the factory worker who's at risk anymore. It's the graphic designer, the paralegal, the software engineer, the financial analyst. The threat feels existential because AI is starting to replicate the very cognitive abilities we thought made us so unique. This is the validation of that knot in your stomach. The world of work is changing at a pace we've never seen before, and the data, at first glance, paints a very grim picture. But, and this is where the story gets complicated. This is where we move beyond the terrifying headlines and into the shocking data that reveals a very different future. Because while the narrative of job destruction is simple, powerful, and frightening, it's also dangerously incomplete. Those same reports that predict massive job displacement also contain a counter-narrative that rarely makes the front page. The World Economic Forum, which gave us that 92 million displacement figure, also projects that AI will simultaneously create 170 million new roles. Let me repeat that. 92 million jobs lost, but 170 million new ones gained. That's a net increase of 78 million jobs globally. Suddenly, the apocalypse starts to look more like a massive reshuffling. And this isn't just a far-off forecast. It's already happening. We're seeing entirely new categories of work emerge. Think about roles that sounded like science fiction a few years ago. AI engineer, AI consultant, prompt engineer, AI ethicist are now topping the list of fast-growing jobs. The demand for people who can build, manage, and strategize around these new systems is exploding. There's a booming industry for data annotators, the people who are essentially the teachers for AI models. So, if so many new jobs are being created, why is there so much fear? Well, this is the crucial twist in the narrative, the part that explains everything. The problem isn't a lack of jobs. The problem is a massive, unprecedented skills mismatch. The jobs being destroyed are not the same as the jobs being created. The person who spent 20 years in a customer service role can't simply wake up tomorrow and become an AI ethicist or a machine learning researcher. The skills required are fundamentally different. It's like we're demolishing a bunch of factories that build sedans, simultaneously opening a bunch of workshops that build spaceships, and then wondering why the sedan mechanics are having a tough time. This creates a huge chasm in the labor market. On one side, you have a pool of displaced workers whose skills are becoming obsolete. On the other, you have a desperate shortage of talent for these new emerging roles. This is the real story, the one hidden beneath the headlines. It's not about mass unemployment. It's about a period of intense, chaotic, and often painful transition. And this transition is creating a new hidden crisis in the market, one that is far more complex than the simple fear of being replaced. It's the crisis of the career bottleneck. What is the career bottleneck? It's the single most important concept to understand about the future of work. It's the idea that while overall employment numbers might remain stable, career advancement will become dramatically harder to find for a huge portion of the workforce. AI doesn't just eliminate work, It eliminates the traditional stepping stones of a career. Let's start with the most alarming piece of evidence: the attack on entry-level jobs. For generations, the path was clear. You graduate, you get a junior role, you do the grunt work, and you learn. This is how you climb the ladder. AI is now devouring that grunt. A study from Stanford economists found that since the rise of ChatGPT, there's been a significant drop in hiring for young workers aged 22 to 25 in AI-exposed fields. The job finding rate for this group has plummeted, and in some fields, like software development, entry-level employment for this age group fell significantly in just a couple of years, even as hiring for senior workers in the same field grew. Think about what this means. The ladder is being pulled up. Companies no longer need a legion of junior associates when a single senior manager, armed with powerful AI tools, can do the work of 10 of them. This creates a winner-take-most dynamic. The most experienced, most strategic individuals become hyper-productive, while the pathway for new talent to gain that experience begins to evaporate. This leads to the second part of the bottleneck, the great flattening of organizations. With AI handling routine tasks, companies are shedding layers of bureaucracy. This sounds great for efficiency, but means fewer opportunities for promotion. The path from associate to manager to director is no longer a given. Instead, careers will look more like a series of projects and gigs where you constantly have to prove your value. So, this is the real crisis. Not a world without work, but a world where career mobility stalls, where young people struggle to get a foothold, and where mid-career professionals find themselves stuck with a rapidly depreciating skill set. It's a future of potential unemployment, not mass unemployment. But this isn't a eulogy. It's a call to action. This is where we shift from man versus machine to the real narrative, man with machine. The single most repeated and most accurate phrase you're going to hear about this revolution is, AI won't replace you, but a person using AI will. This is the solution. You don't run from the technology, you run towards it. You reframe AI from a threat that replaces you to a tool that amplifies you. Think of it as an exoskeleton for your mind. It's a partner that can handle the repetitive 80% of your job, allowing you to focus on the 20% that requires uniquely human intelligence. What are those skills? They're not what you think. The most in-demand skills of the AI era are deeply, profoundly human. First, strategic thinking and critical judgment. An AI can generate 1,000 marketing slogans in a second, but it can't tell you which one will resonate with your brand's audience or fit into a multi-year strategy. Your ability to ask the right questions, to see the bigger picture, and to make a decision in the face of ambiguity, that's your superpower. Second, creativity and curiosity. In a world where anyone can generate a competent piece of text, creativity is no longer about the technical skill of the production. It's about the quality of the idea. It's about having the curiosity to feed the AI a prompt that no one else has thought of, and then elevating its output with your own unique taste, perspective, and creativity. Third, emotional intelligence and collaboration. AI can simulate empathy, but it can't feel it. It can't build genuine trust with a client or a mentor or a struggling junior employee. In a world saturated with automated interactions, genuine human connection becomes a rare and valuable commodity. Your ability to listen, persuade, inspire, and collaborate will be more critical than ever. Okay, and finally, will AI rule us all? Is Skynet about to go live? The fear isn't just about jobs, it's about control. But here again, the narrative is more nuanced. AI is not an autonomous force. The layoffs and restructuring happening today are driven by human executives making strategic choices. This means the future is not a matter of technological determinism. It's a matter of policy and choice. We, as a society, decide how to manage this transition. The future isn't about AI ruling us. It's about us deciding how to rule AI. So what did we learn? Will AI kill the job market and rule us all? The answer is a definitive no. But it will fundamentally and at times painfully transform things. The simple story of mass unemployment is a myth. The real story is one of profound job transformation and a career bottleneck. It's a story about skills mismatch and the urgent need for everyone to adapt. We're moving from a world that valued what we knew to a world that values how we think. A world that rewards not just productivity, but creativity, judgment, and collaboration. The future isn't a battle against the machine, it's a partnership. The question is no longer if AI will change your job. The question is, how will you use it to redefine what's possible? The choice is not to become obsolete or compete. The choice is to become amplified. The conversation about our AI future is the most important conversation of our time. It's complex, it's evolving, and it affects every single one of us. Well, that's all for this episode of Let's Check That. I'm Will. Remember, curiosity is good. Verification is better.